afternoon, Adam.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Very, very good. Very good. Actually,
How?
really good. You?
Oh, really good. Okay. Sounds like you'll have some updates for us.
Well, a friend of yours, yes, and or I cannot really use the word friend. A person who said many good words about you, Michael Gilmore from Park Logic, has just this morning we had a couple of Skype calls, and he's coming to London.
Yeah. Well, that's good because, like I
Hey,
said, I like the guy. I've met his wife, his kids. I've seen him at shows. He's been to Toronto. I mean, he's just a great overall person for the domain industry.
So whoever is watching, if you are in outskirts of London and you are saying, that's a bit too long for you, people are flying from Australia. Here you have a chance. Here you have a chance, and everybody, you are most welcome to come to the London Domain Summit, and I'm organizing it to be the #1 domain event for Europe. So you are
You,
most welcome to be there.
you'll be happy to know I've booked my ticket.
Even when I thought that day is perfect, absolutely fabulous. And
Yeah.
just 2 hours ago, probably 2 or 3 hours ago, I received an email from Nominet.
Hmm.
I can use their logo on the material, and tomorrow I will now announce that they are doing welcome drinks.
It's nice to see people coming in now, at least.
That's fantastic. Oh, I need to. So, how has been your week? Last week.
My week has been good. I've added a new prop to my desk. I now have what is called, can only be called the Screaming Goat.
Screaming Goat.
Screaming Goat. This is for when I have to deal with stupid customers or dumb offers that come in. And every domainer should have this. Basically, all you do is you press it, and it screams. It's a Screaming Goat, and it helps relieve stress. Also calls the dog to you. It's perfect.
Okay. So when was the last time you used it?
Just now. But I've only had it for a few days, but it's come in quite handy. It's about $4 on Amazon, but really a very useful tool for a Screaming Goat.
So the last time when you used it before the live stream, can you share us the story?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it was. It could have been a family story, or it could have been a customer.
Okay.
I don't remember. But it deserves the Screaming Goat. It's the opposite of the bell. The bell is for when things are going good. For when somebody's bloody annoying, everybody needs their Screaming Goat. $4, Amazon. I do not make commission on it, but as you can tell, you press a button, and it does what it's supposed to do.
And it makes you smile.
It does.
That's the best part. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Depending, either you are watching the live stream with us, and then you see here is a domain expert, one of the most well-known domain experts in the world, Adam Dicker from Toronto, Canada. And today our topic is how to choose the perfect domain name for a business. There was a person who triggered this topic with me last week. He said that he had seen several videos, but now he's puzzled. A person wishes to register a domain name, but his company name, so his perfect domain, is already taken, of course, and the main keyword he would love to have is taken, of course, as well. So, and then he was asking, hey, what shall I do? And here we go.
Well, I mean, it really depends on what type of business he's in, what the full name of the business is, what's taken. If it's like Nevada Fine Cars or something, and Nevada Cars is taken, or Nevada Fine Cars, he can do all kinds of things to find shortened versions of the name that will pass the radio test to help his business. So hopefully we'll have some questions or something like that based on people's thoughts and ideas. But I mean, it could be, I would go with Nevada FC for Fine Cars, or I'd use something else, depending on what it was, depending on what the business name was. There's lots of synonyms that you could use for it, or things like that, or even part of their slogan. Some people use their slogan rather than their company name. Some people use just generic domain names. It really depends on what you're looking for. So, I mean, if we're looking for Park Logic, for example, and Park Logic was taken, we could look for Park Logical Park. You could look for You really don't want to go with parking.com, although that'd be interesting. Park
Parking.com
logically,
would be perfect. Yes. Park.
park logically, parked logic, parked logically. You could do all kinds of different variations. You could find something with a short form or another brand or anything like that. So I can tell you something about Michael, though. He writes tons of books. He is a huge author on quite a few books, and he's got quite a few books published.
Yes.
Yeah, the topic wasn't something I was interested in, but it was something that he was interested in, and he's done a great job with it.
So let us say a company is, let us say accountants,
Mm-hmm.
and they do international accounting. They've got international clients, so
Okay.
they are after .coms, and the company name is Maple LLC, for example, Maple LLC.
Okay, so they could look for Maple accounting, Maple accountants, Maple. They could do worldwide accountants. They could do. There's a lot of different varieties that they could use based on just Maple accountants. It depends how many of them are there. There's 3 or 4. It could be try Maple accountants. If there's 3, it could be anything. I mean, there's lots for finance, for accounting, for small businesses. Could be doing your books. They could use something more understandable to people where not everyone knows that they need an accountant, but a lot of people need to know they have monthly statements or things like that. So they could use all kinds of different. It could be mapletrust.com. Could be Maple.
So you would take, so trust is interesting. So you would take the word accounting, you would look for similar words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you use some online tools to find similar words?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I use Google a lot for similar words, so
Okay.
we could do synonyms, and I'll do it right now while we're here.
Is it called thesaurus? I always use thesaurus.
Thesaurus. It's hard to say. I have a lisp, so I can't even say it properly. But I mean, they come up with bookkeepers, clerks, actuaries, auditor. I mean, company auditor is good too, but you want to be known as an accountant.
So in this case, you would do their main brand Maple, and then you would use their keyword.
Probably, yeah.
Would that be something you would hyphens? Yes or no?
If it's a business and they're planning, they're planning to spend money on branding? Again, there's so many different ways to register a business. Are we looking for a business name that we want to have an actual business on, or I guess that's what we're talking. We're not talking about a business name, domain that you'd want to sell. You're talking about you have a business of Maple accountants.
Yes.
You could use firm, Maple accounting firm, Maple accounting executives, Maple.
But
you can do all kinds of stuff.
Adam, wouldn't that be a bit too long?
Not really, because they're building their brand anyway, and for a business,
just imagine writing an email. John Newman at mapleaccountingexecutives.com.
So then they should go for MAE.com, mapleaccountingexecutives.com, or
Bang.
Maple Executives, or Maple. You've got accounting in the word, or accountant. That's a big word to begin with. So, I mean, they could do Maple Analyst, Maple Business.
What is the last business you've created? Maybe a side hustle or a thing that you have. Let us hear what you've done.
So, I mean, it's completely unrelated, but I mean, I'm sure I've registered some business names. I have to look them up, but okay. I just rebranded rams.com, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. It's not up yet, but it's a complete hosting, web design, web maintenance solution that we'll be launching this week or next week.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just way too much traffic to waste it, so I decided to build it into a hosting company. So that's one of the things. Probably the other thing that I've done is domain masterclass, and I didn't like domain masterclass, so I think I registered domain DN masterclass for domain name masterclass.
Okay, so
and the DN is something that I have to brand regardless, but I wouldn't be upset if I was running a business and I had all the keywords in it. I wouldn't worry about the size of the domain name, because they're just going to click it. They're in the search engines. They're going to click it in the email. They're not actually going to have to probably remember it most of the time to get to your business. Only if you give them a card and they look at the card and then they have to figure it out. But you could always set up a bit.ly for something else if you wanted. But Maple Accountants for me is not long. Maple Accountant, Maple Accounting Firm. It's not so bad, to be honest with you. It's an exact target of what the business is. And
Yes.
I bet you if we look it up, it's probably taken. And probably not by. I'm just going to look up Maple Accounting Firm. We have not rehearsed this at all, so I don't know what's there. No, Maple Accounting Firm is available. Let's see if Maple Accounting is available. Oh, by the way, I have a list of decent names that are available for today, so
Fabulous.
we can look at those. Yeah, Maple Accounting, available for sale. Huge domains, $23.95.
Huge domains. They've got lots and lots of domains.
Yeah, this is just a random one.
They should have at least 500,000 domain names. What do you think?
Oh, for sure.
I've heard that some speculations or rumors that they have 1 to 2 million domain names, but
so I met them. I met the owners. They're two brothers a while ago.
Okay.
So Maple Accountants is actually a business site for Maple with real Maple accountants.
Oh,
so
you see?
that's actually a real site. But they actually have an email address of success@mapleuk.com. So they changed it to looks like Maple UK, but they also keep Maple Accountants because that forwards.
And then
off.
that's strange. MapleUK.com. That's strange. Just get maple.uk, maple.co.uk.
Well, that's what they're. Guess they don't want to spend the money on it. Not yet. I mean, it doesn't look like an extremely professional website. So it could be just. Oh, it's got Birmingham listed as the city.
Okay, so that's.
But it doesn't. This doesn't look very nice. It looks like it could be just a site made up for WordPress. It doesn't even give any too much contact information or anything. So it doesn't seem like it's too legitimate a site, but the site is up there. It says accountants in Edgbaston, which is, I'm not sure, somewhere in the UK, I guess. Somewhere in Birmingham.
Okay.
The only thing I know about Birmingham is the Peaky Blinders because I love that show.
I will not comment anything on Birmingham.
I enjoy it. Anyway. Off topic. But no, I mean, it's not a bad thing to use the full name if it's keywords that help people find your business.
So, you said that you are planning to open DN domain marketing.
It was a DN masterclass.
Masterclass.
Yeah, that was because I've already done 2 masterclasses. They were well attended, and I'm probably going to put those courses up for people to watch shortly. But no, it was good. But the Rams thing, I can show you what that looks like now, and it's got some work to it.
Oh, you can share the screen. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can share it. We just need to a bit more work to it, and then it'll be where I want it to be.
Yes. I need to check quickly.
You do that, and I'll share my screen. And the other thing I'm doing is giving domains. So people that are paying for way too much for domains, they're going to be getting them a lot cheaper because I'm going to be giving them at whatever my cost is. So that'll be a lot better. My screen is now shared.
Bang, here we go.
And you can see it's Rams. It's going to be Rams hosting or something like that. It's got services, things like that. This is a menu that I really care about, to be honest with you. This is all the different services that we're going to offer, website audit, and a lot of these are tied into WHMCS, while a lot of them are other services that I've offered previously. Logo design. The bottom 7 here are from WHMCS. The other ones are just from stuff that we're doing. So logo design, and then there's move your site to us, and a whole bunch of different things and things like that where we can do all this stuff now, and it's all set up so we can do it. But I mean, I like some of the stuff that they give you already. There's SEO tools that come from WHMCS, and you can use some of those, and it shows you prices, and you can just sign up and go. But for me, it's going to be about the upsell services. It's going to be about doing a website audit for a customer where they come into a site and they can enter their site, and it gives them a full audit, and then we can get back to them. Domainers, like I said, will be able to get domains at whatever my cost is. So if my cost on a domain name is $10 or whatever it is, that's what their cost is going to be. There's a lot of people who are still paying more money for domain names than what most of us are paying, so I'm setting it up. So it's $12 here, but I've got a coupon code for domainers for like $2.50, so it gets it down to $9.50. And I'll have coupon codes for a lot of the extensions that are set up.
Wow.
Already ready to go. That's it.
And are you serious? You want to... Are you serious? You can lose money on selling domain names? There are, Adam,
Um,
there are many things. There are transaction fees, car
oh
transaction
no,
fees.
no,
Then
I have it set
you
up with
will
the
have
registrar.
lots. We at HostMaria, we have lots, and the larger we grow, we have lots and lots of issues with stolen credit cards. Lots.
Yeah.
And people tend to buy, and our security measures are put on the maximum.
Hmm.
I
Well,
have contacted Stripe. We have put up it to the maximum. I've heard horror stories from
no, it's
other
not
hosting company
surprising.
owners, and even then they go through. And even then they go through. And of
Yeah.
course, I always comply and pay back the monies. But God,
Well, for really what I'm gonna be going for is I've got a lot of retail clients who will pay a
okay,
lot more.
yes,
Like people who come to me and say, "Where should I get this? Where should I register this site? Where should I get the hosting? Where should I?" And I'm just gonna send them to Rams. These are people I know I can trust, and I'll verify them and the payments before I go ahead and put them through. Sometimes I end up having to register domains for people, and then I have to build sites or transfer them over. If I keep them all in one place, it'll be easier for me. I'm not looking for domainers. I'm looking for domainers who I know, who don't want to buy the domain discount club at GoDaddy, who don't want to pay $12 to $15 for a domain
yes.
name, but I know them and I can trust them. That's different than just random domainers that I would not let in. It's going to be
Okay.
selective business.
So, and you decided to use Rams.
There's
You're
just a huge
super.
amount of traffic,
Okay, of course.
and I think it'll. I just think it's a great domain to use it. What did I have? It was RAM stood for Automated Marketing Service. I forget what the first one was. We talked about this too, and I just forget the size again. When the website can be shrunk down and you can pull it, it stays the same. What's it called? I forgot. You know how you pull the corner and it stays the same size? It doesn't shrink down or lose part of the screen.
Responsive.
Yeah, responsive
Okay. Yes.
marketing, responsive automated marketing services, something like that.
Oh, responsive. Oh God, that's a bit too complicated.
Yeah, that's why it's Rams.
That's a bit French.
Well, that's why it's Rams. So Rams, they don't need to know what it stands for.
Rams.
But
No. Rams do sound good. Rams
yeah, I
do
mean,
sound good.
there's RAM in computers, so it's all good.
Okay. Are there any other brands you are working on? And actually, how big is your team? Are you growing your team again?
I am, yeah. Because there's about 4 or 5 projects that I'm currently working on.
Yes.
It's easier to put one person on each project than to have 2 people working on 5 projects, and then everything gets confused, and then I completely forget everything. So this way I can keep everything separate, but definitely working with one project manager per project.
Okay. So you have for every project you have one project manager.
I do.
Are they US based, India
No.
based, Latvia
Uh,
based?
right now,
Nepal? Okay.
Pakistan, Ukraine, and Nepal.
Okay. And Nepal as well. Okay. So you have
Yeah.
found somebody in Nepal, yes?
Well, the gentleman from Nepal I've been working with for over 20 years, about
Oh, very.
18 plus years.
Yes.
So he goes in and out. Sometimes he's good and he's great and he's there all the time, and then he
Yes.
disappears and tells me that he's been into numerous car accidents and his parents and mother and family have been in the hospital thousands of times. But I still like the guy, so what can you do? It's at least I can trust him when he's there.
Of course. Of course. So, what else about choosing the perfect domain name? What are there any golden rules, Adam?
Well, I mean, ideally, you want to choose a name that you do a search with under keyword discovery or one of their keyword tools to see that it has traffic. I mean, ideally, if you're doing Maple Accountants or
Okay.
Maple Accounting, you want to take a look and make sure that it's showing. Hopefully, you're going to try to find a keyword that has some like.
Do you mind
Actually,
sharing your screen?
I do not mind sharing my screen. I just got to pull it out so it's separated.
Fabulous.
So the first thing I did was, let me go to my window, share. So the first thing I did was I went to Maple Accounting,
Okay.
and I'll make it a bit bigger, and I looked to
Yes.
see what's there, and I looked at, okay, there's 210 searches a month for Maple Accounting. It's not a huge CPC, but it's $1.09. We know what they're looking for when they go here. They're not looking for chairs or anything. So one of
Yes.
the things I would look for is something like that and see what's available. Now I could look up Maple Accountants, but it looks like Maple Accounting is a better one, but let's take a look. I mean, there's a lot of different, 170, so it's not much different than accounting. So
Yes.
we can take a look and build on one of these names that would get us some residual traffic from search engines would be great. And then taking a look and seeing how hard it is to rank for something like this. So now I've got other companies in here that show domain authority. These guys have no visits a month, so they're ranking without any visits.
Okay.
So no traffic, no visits.
Yes.
And my keyword tool is telling me that there's still other keywords I could look at if I wanted Maple Ridge accountants. And this is Maple Wharf. I mean, there's some in here, but it's not high traffic. Now, if I change it to, well, let's just guess, make bookkeepers. Oh, there was bookkeeping. I think that one had more traffic. Let's see what that has. Not much difference between accountants and bookkeeping.
Okay.
Oh, that one's no good. Is there too many Ks? No. But it did show as a search, so that has nothing. So obviously accountants is the better one here than bookkeeping. So, and again, you can look for it. See, bookshelf, bookcase, book appointment, none of that stuff. ACC, accountants. Okay, so when you're looking at accountants, it shows you right there, 170 per month for accountants, 210 for that, and if you want to look for anything better, there's not a whole lot better that's related to accounting. I mean, you could look for chartered accountant, but I think you're just going to lose, with that extra word, you're just going to lose some traffic. Maybe, yeah, you get no volume there. You could also look for tax accountants or something like that. Maybe you want something a little bit different. So you basically have to look for what you specialize in, and then you can see other companies that are listed here. Here's Maple Associates. They're calling themselves Maple Associates. They have a weird EA here, which I never like, but all they do is accounting and tax services.
Okay.
So they've picked a name that doesn't have tax or accountants in it. They're doing fine. And then you've got all the next door stuff, Can Pages, which is just a Canadian directory, Yellow Pages, Yelp. So it doesn't look like there's many in here. Here's maples.com, which looks like it's a group of accounting.
Yes.
Canada Company Registry. Oh, they're using the name in the page title, Maple Tax Accounting Solutions, for Canada Company Registries. So
Okay, so they have SEO'd actually the company name.
yep,
It's
inside, and it's not in the domain name.
Yes.
Then you've got this one that has it both, Maple Tax Consulting, so you can add consulting. But again, you're adding like a 10-letter word. It's going to make things a little bit bigger. Here's your maple.uk.com, Maple Accounting Service. Maybe that's the one we were looking at.
No, I was just giving you a sample out
No, I know.
of the blue. Yes.
I know. Here's another one. Your tax family. They're located in Maple Ridge, so no domain authority and no visitors. So, but you can see you can basically take any name you want and put branding behind it. This one uses his actual name, Grant Thornton.ca in Maple Creek. He's an accountant. So you can build your keywords around your domain name. They don't have to be included in your domain names. And he's got good domain authority on this one as opposed to some of the other ones. Here's, yeah, that's another dumb one. What is that? 3 best rated.
Why is it dumb? Let us go through the dumb samples.
So this one is just a directory. 3 best rated. I mean, this looks like accounting firms.
Yes.
Then there's Indeed, and there's a bunch of other ones. SOA Maps, Maple Tax Canada. I mean, that's just, this guy's got Maple Leaf Accountants on Instagram. I'm not sure how good an accountant would do on Instagram, but
well,
still in.
He or she.
Oh, and then there's another one. There's another one called Man Tax Law Professional Corporation. I mean, so the domains don't always have to be. You're not always going to get Maple Accountant or whatever the keywords are that you're looking for. Just not going to happen. And obviously, you can change this to any keywords you want, and you're still going to find out, even if you look for Orlando accountants. You're not always going to find the domain name that you're looking for. Orlando CPA is buying an ad. Some other ads, expertise. You can skip all the general ones when you're looking, like the directories like Yelp, and see what's this CPAaccounting.biz. Interesting. BaldwinAccountingCPA.com. Now that's
quite
clearly
rare to see .biz ranking. Yes.
Yeah.
Among the
Yeah.
results,
So this could be a directory if we go in and look at it. It's probably going to have other cities in it. But even this one, look how long this one is. Baldwin Accounting CPA. Here's a net, cpaorlando.net. And here's a dash that you were talking about, orlando-accounting.com.
Would you say is that a good is that a smart choice? Orlando dash.
You know, for business, it's different than if you're trying to resell it. If you're trying to resell it, it's not going to be an easy one. But if you're setting up your business on it and you're going to be giving it out to people, you're going to build your own brand, you're going to hand out your credit cards, it's definitely a local 407 is Orlando. I mean,
yeah.
And then they have sub pages and stuff, and yeah, it's got a real phone number and everything else, and they're using Orlando-accounting, so they don't really care about how long the email address is. But then again, if I want to email them, all I have to do is click it, and it should open up into an email, or I can go to the contact us.
Yes.
I never really have to do anything with this one. I don't know why they're counting days until April 17th, but that's up to them. Maybe that's tax day. I don't know. So, I mean, you can use any name, as long as you have a clientele or you're building a clientele. If you're going to advertise for it, you can use or build any name you want, and that goes for anything that you want. You can look for, what else could we look for? Any chiropractor in any city, and you're probably not going to get Boston Chiropractor, but you're going to get a lot of different names related to it.
Yes.
Copley Chiropractic, that's because there's a Copley Square in Boston that I've been at. Yelp Expertise, My Boston Chiropractor. It's not a bad name. He gets 120 people a month coming there through organic traffic. Not bad. ZocDoc, I don't know what this is, but chiropractors in Boston. Not exactly a name where you'd know what you were looking for at ZocDoc. Here's another one, the BostonWellnessGroup.com. Clearly a long name, but it works. Not a bad looking website either.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is a more professional looking website. 617 number, some hours. They don't work that much actually. 7 to 10 and then 3 to 6. They have bankers hours, but still it's a nice looking professional website. It's got a phone number. Says what they do. You can book your patient. You can book online. They've got a thing for new patients. That's not a bad looking site. Whereas some of the other ones we would look at won't be near as professional. There was another one there.
Let me give you another sample.
Sure.
I'll give you a crazy sample. New York Children's Center called Muffin. What
all one word?
No. So there's a center for children.
Yeah.
Or let us say kindergarten.
Called Muffin.
Called Muffin. Yes, I'm making up the names on the fly.
Okay.
As ridiculous. So what would you suggest to them?
So it's a children's center in New York called Muffin.
Yes.
I would honestly start out with probably let's see what we get. And you have to spell it the American way. CENTR.com.
Yes.
So let's check and see what that's about. Okay, so that's not taken. So now you have the Muffin Children's Center. So I would probably call that either the Muffin Center or Muffin Children. One or the other is what I would reduce it to first. Probably the Muffin Center, because you can get branded for children as a children's center.
Okay.
And there's Muffin Center for sale. It's on one of those brand things or something that we talk about. Oh, it's Squad Help.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's the Muffins. Squad Help. So that's Muffin Center, and it's only $800. So for me, that's a good name for them to use on muffincenter.com. But I would also look at Muffin.
Okay. So and this is actually, Adam, this is a great example. As usually you will know, we do know that business owners, they would say, why do I need to pay $800 for a domain name? What is the closest alternative? We have actually stumbled upon a great case. So they could buy the domain name for $800, and if they want to go through the struggle and they want to save their money,
I mean, then they have to go with a Muffin Children's Center, and then they can pay $10 or $15 or whatever they're paying retail for their ad, or they can look for Muffin Children, which sounds like children. I don't like it because it sounds like children distributing muffins.
Not that. Yes.
I mean, Maybe, I don't know. But the Muffin Center sounds. Oh, they could also go for. Yeah, see, that's another thing they could do. Let's go back to that. So they could go for, and I would like this one better, the Muffin Center. I actually like that better than muffincenter.com, only because it signifies a center specifically. The Muffin Center tells you that this says it's some sort of a center, and it's not just muffins like you'd buy muffins. It's the Muffin Center, meaning it could
So,
be a name or a brand or
okay, so
something.
in this case, you would go the Muffin Center, yes?
Yeah, in this case, I would go the Muffin Center.
But if it was you, you would pay $800 for that one, Muffin Center, yes?
Not really. I think I would probably go. I mean, it really depends. If it was a big center, it was for children, it was a non-for-profit, it was something
Okay.
like, then I'd go with Muffin Center and pay the $800. So yes, I mean, it just depends on.
And then let us say you really want to get your Muffin Center as well, but do not want to pay 800. Would you register a trademark? And would you ask a friend of yours who is an account or who is a lawyer to send a nice and interesting and curious and caring letter to the owners of the domain name?
Absolutely not. Not for $800. It would cost me more to get a trademark. I would just buy it for $800. If that's the domain that the center was called and that's what I wanted, I would just buy it. Now, if it was $20,000, then I would go with the muffincenter.com, and that's where I would go.
Okay. Okay. Let us start. We have a few comments and early tonight. Yes. That's awesome. Richest domains. Good day from Arizona, Mr. Meskonis and Mr. Dicker. All here. So the weather around the world, including UK and Spain, is reaching our Arizona temps.
Yeah. It was 114 in Arizona yesterday, and now it's. I know the UK is experiencing ridiculous heat waves.
38 degrees today Celsius. What is it Fahrenheit?
38 Celsius to Fahrenheit. It is 100 degrees, 100.4.
So for us, it is 104, and everybody's going mental. And in Arizona, that's a normal temperature.
So for me today, it's 24 degrees or 76 degrees Fahrenheit. It's absolutely beautiful. So.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Today, many businesses are closed. People can't care less. They stay home, stay indoors. A friend of mine said he's taking off today and tomorrow.
Well, I guess it depends how much you need the money. I mean, if you're a business that needs the money, it needs to stay open. You can't just take off today and tomorrow.
No,
so
people can.
Some people can.
Yes, some people can. Oh, absolutely. My Squad Help site is broke today. It shows everyone else's domains, but not mine. Is that usual?
Contact Squad Help. Somehow we found the Muffin Center. Muffin Center. Plus, if I was buying, it would be Muffin Center RE because I'm Canadian, but you never know.
Okay. And Rich's domain says my portfolio has a bat instead of my logo at the top.
I have a hard stop today because I've got a meeting after this, but I want to go through some domains that are available, and then they can decide if they want any of them. One of the ones I thought was surprisingly available was BrazilAutos.com.
Brazil Autos.
Brazil Autos, available.
Yes.
You can register these now if you're listening.
Oh, that is a very
yeah, that's a good one.
That is a very
Here's another one that I like. The Legal Toolkit. I mean, that could be a product or something for, could be a will kit, divorce kit, whatever you want.
And people are looking for these?
FashionRangers.com. It's like fashion police. I don't know. Here's an interesting one. TheShareButton.com. It's a brand you could do something with. BraidedBracelet.com. KeyCodeDoorlocks.com.
KeyCodeDoorlocks.
Traveling tags, like for your luggage, I guess.
Yes.
Gym Sports Bags, GymSportBags.com, available.
Okay, that is good.
GrayHoodies.com. BikingFashion.com. Chicago Fan Gear, which could be for the Bulls, the Blackhawks, anything. Any of the teams in Chicago.
Fashion. Now, biking
It's a
cat
good
fashion
one.
could be interesting as well, for the end user, but for the investor,
No, this is more for end users. Here's
yes.
one that I like because I'm looking for an electric bike. Electricbikesformen.com.
Bang.
And here's one I kept because it sounded so ridiculous. Staplerrental.com.
That's
I'll
the
rent
name
that
for the
stapler.
holding
How
company.
much is it? I'll rent that stapler. $5? What? Okay. Smiley rings for those emoji rings. It sounds pretty good. People are
Yes.
buying emoji rings all the time. For those spoiled rich people, how about a designercomputers.com? Maybe with like a little Louis Vuitton logo on the side. Designer Computers or
Designer
Gucci.
computers. Yes.
Patio pods for those little houses they're putting outside in the backyard. Patio pods. I don't know if arborists need them, but tree gloves. I guess you need them.
Tree gloves.
Treegloves.com.
Okay.
Hairdevice.com. This could be
Hair
anything.
device. Oh,
Could be
absolutely.
a curler, could be anything. Flowereddresses.com. That's a thing.
Oh
Flowered
no.
dresses.
Absolutely, it is a thing. Yes.
Hatfordogs.com.
Hat for
Hat for
dogs.
dogs.
What is your email? Adam at hats a hat for dogs.
Yeah. HFD. Hatfordogs.com and trailer keys. So if you've lost the key to your trailer, you can get a copy at trailerkeys.com.
So here's a domain name for all the single guys.
Which
Get
one?
hatsfordogs.com.
And then you get
Go
all the girls.
go to the library or somewhere and
Oh no, you just brand it, and
and
everyone's gonna ask, "Can I get one? Where'd you get that?"
and then once somebody asks, hey, what is your email? You can say, hey, it is Pete at hats for dog.
Yeah, then you might as well get hats for
Dogs.com.
single men,
So
and
what
that
do
way you
you
could hats for dogs. Oh, I make hats for dogs that can't afford their own hats. Oh, what a sweet guy.
exactly. Exactly.
Anyway,
Bang.
that's that. But the legal toolkit, and I think Brazil Autos is a really good name.
Brazil Autos is actually resellable.
Yeah, that one's resellable, not like
Absolutely.
Stapler Rental.
State rental is funny.
Anyway, so yeah, flights booked. I've
Flights
gone
are
over the
booked.
goat. Flights
Very good.
booked.
What time are you coming in?
I'm coming in
Which day?
like 2 days before. I think it's
Today.
2 days before, and I'm coming in, leaving at 6:30 at night, and coming in around 8:30 or 6:30 in the morning.
Which site are you staying at?
I don't know where I'm
Kensington?
staying. I just know I'm flying in. I've got to
Okay.
talk to you or Joe or somebody else who knows the area to tell me where to stay.
Yes. So Chelsea and Kensington are actually very, very nice. How long do you plan to stay there?
3 days, probably about 5 days. 3 days longer than the show.
Yes. Very, very nice.
Chelsea?
Yes. Oh, Chelsea, Kensington, those would be safe bets.
Okay.
Really, absolutely.
So
Okay.
any hotels in those areas are fine.
Joe is saying Hotel Richmond Hill. Joe, I was thinking more on the other side of Thames, bit closer in, but yes, I would say
I wrote them all down,
yes.
and I
Okay.
will be there.
And the conversations are about the nightclub have resumed. I have received. I haven't still checked the email. I can see I have an email on the different offers. What can we put on the tap for the nightclub? So on Monday, whoever is watching on Monday, 22nd, we will go and we'll go to a nightclub. 5-6 minute walk down the street. You cannot get lost. You just go one direction. The club is called La Fez. Lafez, and it can accommodate up to 350 people. There will be few tables that I will probably put up if somebody wants to book his own table with his friends. Then that can be done as well. There'll be open tap and lots of other things. We are in talks.
But just don't stress yourself out with all the planning, because no matter what you do, it's going to be smooth, fine. Everyone's going to be happy just seeing each other and talking.
Everybody will be happy.
So-
Absolutely. The things will not be smooth for me 100%, but that's absolutely fine. Nobody will see that.
But don't stress out.
No, my company is no stress limited.
So Joe just posted Harbor Hotel. Access, a swim pool and hot tubs. Oh, party
Oh.
at my hotel after the conference.
Very nice. Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
Have you bought or sold something, Adam, something? Maybe you bought
To be
something
honest with you,
cool?
I've been too busy building in the last week.
Okay,
I did get another. One thing I can tell you is I did get another offer on ge.ke,
very
and I
nice. Okay,
have. It was yesterday morning, and I haven't even had time to respond yet. So I'm going to respond later on tonight.
and
I have
that's
a
good.
feeling that one's going to sell. So
Wow. If they're coming back with this with a second offer, yeah, of course.
yeah, and I haven't come back. I haven't responded since the last one. So we'll see where they are. I have to log in and go check. So
Very
we'll
nice.
see what they are.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we
I'm
go.
looking forward to flying over. I'll tell you that much.
So I'm planning actually, Adam, to give you. Have I have I sent you the Google Sheet?
I haven't seen anything.
So I'm planning presentations,
Okay.
and I would like to. I would like you to do a presentation. The rise of CCTLD domain names.
Okay.
We've been talking about that quite a lot.
hmm
That the CCTLDs are coming in.
Yeah, I'll have a lot to talk about on which ones are good and which ones are worth investing in, things like that.
Or is there maybe there is some other topic you would like to talk about?
No, it's your show. I'm just coming in as a privileged guest, and I'm looking forward to it. So whatever you need or you want, I'm happy to talk about. Except fixing cars, I'm no good at that.
Okay, I can actually share with everybody. I can share a list of presentations. This will be for the first time. This list is for exhibitors only. And if you are really curious on following up, what will be the okay, everyone with the link will be the viewer. Okay, here we go. Here is these things, and I will send you a private link as well, Adam.
I'm watching the list eagerly to see what pops up here.
Here you go.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
So
It's busy days.
I can share the screen, okay,
Yeah.
and myself. So okay, these are the presentations. These are the presentations. So we start on Monday
Yep.
22nd. The doors open 12 o'clock, and the exhibitors would be coming in from 10 o'clock. 10 to 12 is setting up your table. And so 1 o'clock is 1 p.m. is the first presentation. The first presentation will be for Colin Smith from Flip. Colin, I understand that Colin is a bit worried. He hasn't done lots of speeches, and he's not really that type of person who would go BitConnect. So it will be simpler, easier for him, and I don't think that many people will be at 1 o'clock, so it will be much easier for him.
Well, I'll
So
be there. Plus, if he needs anything, I can scream out those names or whatever he wants.
it will be great. It will be great, and especially there will be people who are, I would say, dying to meet Flip.uk. To few exhibitors, I have explained what Colin is going after, and many of these big brands will be really interested working with Colin. And those who do not know, Flip.uk, well, they are now for a long time there has been just one king in the .co.uk and .uk as .co.uk and .uk marketplace. That is a domain lore.uk. Absolutely fabulous place. Absolutely packed with gems. But Flip.uk, oh god, they are a pretender. They are a pretender. Good looking, fast, effective, and with lots and lots of domain names as well. So the battle is on. The battle is on for Britain. There is a battle for Britain. And sadly, domain lore, if the owners of domain lore is watching, come on, buddy. I've sent you several emails. I'm trying to reach you. Just come back to me. I'll give you a free exhibitor stand. just reply. This is an independent. This is an independent event. So the next one will be Michael Gilmore from Park Logic, the past, the present, and the future of domain industry, at 2 o'clock, and then we will talk about the accounting. 4:30. From 5 to 6, there'll be welcome drinks by Nominate. That will be your chance to meet Nominate, to talk to them. And this is probably this is a very very rare chance when people can meet Nominate in person. And then 6:30, the story of IT.com. Where did they come from? Where how did they appear? And you will be able to ask all the questions at 8 o'clock. How to optimize your CDO account and domains for the maximum performance. This topic is not confirmed. I still need to confirm it with Seda. And then 10 o'clock we start going to nightclub. And this is for the first day. I will go back to this one once we finish this one. So the next morning is security of a domain name. Doctor, actually, he is one of the smartest guys I've met. Jewish, such a smart guy with phenomenal memory. And the next one is I'm waiting for confirmation from Cloudname. Cloudname are probably coming. They do not know who is coming yet as well. I'm waiting for the last confirmation. And I really wish them to talk about what are NFT domain names that they are deep in. And then we'll see Q&A session probably with Sedo. And then the rise of CCTLD domains. Adam Dicker. Yes.
Okay. What time is that? 5:30?
That's 4 p.m. That's 4
Okay.
p.m. That's 4
Yep.
p.m. This should be good. So we are having a nightclub, and there will be an open tap. It means some people will have difficulties coming in the morning as well. Now that's for sure. That is.
But
for
you've
sure.
got it set up so no domainers have to get up before 11:30 either day, so you're fine.
Yeah, of course.
all good.
Give them some time, of course. And then Q&A session with IT.com. On both days, there will be a IT.com, as they cover the majority of all the costs. I actually can say if there wasn't IT.com, I would still find the money, or would have to come up with. I would have to go deeper into financial relations of my own, but
Well, we don't want that.
no, and absolutely that is not necessary. And IT.com are somebody's that look, without them, we wouldn't be able to push this event at this level. As
No.
there is so much resistance from every there is a resistance. I'm meeting
Well,
resistance all the
I'm
time.
sure of that. And people don't want other shows to come up and compete with their existing brands
Yes.
and shows.
And we are actually putting London and Europe on the map, and reminding Americans that hey Americans, Europe is as big market as the USA, and well, for Asians also it is much easier to come to London than to the States. The weather is more pleasant. The entry
But see, even Americans and Canadians, they like to
Yes.
get outside their country. They don't like to just stay
Absolutely.
in the same country.
Yeah.
Like part of the joy is I haven't been to London in a very long time. So
Yes,
for me, there's something to that as well.
there needs to be bipolarity. It is always about in geopolitics. There is as long as the world is as long as there are two strong poles on both sides of the world, then the situation is stable.
Yeah, the only thing I have to watch out for is all the ridiculous vaccine and mask mandates that are starting to come back in. Now they've started doing this week. They started doing random testing again at the Toronto airports, which
Okay.
they stopped for a while, and now all that stuff's starting to get back on because of these 5 and 6 variants. But I'm not too worried about it.
So yes, so these presentations, whoever is watching, this is a list that is in progress. So do not print it out and do not think that this is exactly how it will be. These are just the broad ideas. I'm still in conversations with last exhibitors and then trying to get a few more. We'll see. But it will be awesome. We have,
And it will get better. It'll only get better.
yeah, absolutely. And then I will sit down with all the exhibitors and we will have a chat. I wish to know who wants what can we do next year. This is just the preparation, and the next year will go much bigger. Just wait for
You're
it.
breaking through this barrier of all the other shows and people not wanting another show or not wanting you to put one on. That's this year, but it's still going to turn out great.
Of course, thank you. And then Adam and the Facebook group, the art of the name.
Yeah,
Has
I'll have to encourage them to show up now that I've booked my ticket and get them all to come over.
You've got your stand.
Yeah, I'll be encouraging them to come by.
You've got your stand, and where is the image? Have you seen your stand yourself?
Yeah, I did. I saw it on the picture you posted. It
Yes.
was like the table away from the corner of that round section.
Uh-huh.
It's facing all the food and everything, so it's all good.
The food will be everywhere.
I know.
The food will be
I'm not
everywhere.
really all that worried, but now I'm gonna have to start dieting because it's like a month away or something, just over a month away. I'm gonna have to slim down just
I
a
am
tiny bit.
actually. I was last time I was in Yamsa, and I was having a chat with the owner, and I said, look, even if you do not do purple dumplings, and the thing with purple dumplings is they have issues getting that color or something.
I don't care what
It
color
was
they are,
it
as long
was
as
it
they're
was it
dumplings.
was coming it was coming from Thailand, and I said, look, can we get purple dumplings at least at that table?
Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't care what color they are. It's all good. I'll just wear purple sunglasses and I'll be fine.
Bang.
All done.
And about the nightclub, so I plan to have a few, let us say, models, not models, showgirls. Let's call them showgirls. Uh, decent showgirls. And
Yeah.
yes, decent showgirls who will be giving on Monday. There will be girls working around, women working around, and giving out invitations. Maybe guys as well. Maybe I'll mix it up.
Yeah.
And then, so you will be able to get your invitations from both those showgirls or from the exhibitors. It means all the exhibitors will have invitations for their friends, for their users, members, and that includes, of course, Art of the Name.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
That's for the nightclub. If you wish to come to the nightclub, you will need to have an invitation, and you can get that invitation. If you know Adam, talk to Adam.
I'll be ready.
Any interesting sales in the domain name
No,
space?
no. I was like I said, I've been too busy building stuff. I go through phases where I really enjoy building. I may have a sale for you next week, and I'll let you know on next week's show. But right now, it's just about building and having fun because the summer's a little bit quiet for buyers, and it's just a good time to build out assets and get them ready so that you can generate revenue on it. So all good, no complaints.
I was having a chat 2 days ago
Hmm.
with a very wealthy, owner of a IT company.
Hmm.
And we were talking about domain names, and he said, and he's actually trying to buy a domain name for himself. And it is a five letter .com. I'm sure he'll buy it. So I'm not getting involved there. And the owner is asking 200,000 for it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I don't know, has he told him or not, but I think he has said in the very sale, and he said, look, my top is 50,000, 1,000, and that's it. But the seller has not agreed,
Hmm.
and it is a shorter version of the brand that they are using already. It is shorter. He does
Hmm.
not need it, but there is that ego thing. So the brand is there is that ego thing,
Hmm.
and I think the domain owner has done his research, and I think he will get his 200,000.
So he's asking 200,000.
200,000. That I don't think that sale will be public, or maybe it will be. Maybe it will go public. But he's asking. So there is a brandable name, as
Hmm.
you would go anywhere on all those places where you buy brandables,
Right.
and there is your brandable name. And there are not many companies who use that word. It's quite specific.
But two hundred
And he
thousand dollars
approached.
a lot. It's a lot for brandable, but not if it's the right brandable.
It is the right. It is the first word. It is the first word out of two. And I think the owner of so the domainer has done his research. He knows what are the financial capabilities,
Mm.
and he's not giving an F. I think he's
Well, good for
struggling.
him.
His heart must be jumping as well. So, is it easy to decline 50,000 offer, Adam?
Yes. It's easy when you have money in your pocket. It's not easy when you don't have money in your pocket, and that $50,000 means a lot to you. There's a big difference. A millionaire can just decline a $50,000 offer, but somebody who's paying their bills and struggling and has mortgages and has more domains than they can even almost renew or just barely get renewed by and get
Absolutely.
by, then it's a different scenario. The person's personal situation dictates the urgency of that sale, and that's why some people who are struggling often leave money on the table because they don't have that option to say no. They can try to negotiate right then at the time, like Helmut said, I can do this much. You offered 50. Well, let's go to 60 or 75. But they don't have that ability to piss the guy off to get him to walk away. And then they've lost $50,000, and then they're going to hear it from their spouse and from everybody else that they needed that money. So,
Me personally, I wouldn't be able to say no to 50,000 for that domain, especially for that domain. Absolutely.
yeah, without knowing
Those
the domain name,
those
I
domains
don't know,
usually
but
would go for 1,500, 2,500, 3,000, maybe maximum 4,999.
it
That's it.
depends who's selling it. This guy is selling it for
Exactly.
200.
And he said, and that guy said the owner is one of the large domainers in the world. He's done his research. So both sides have done their researches, and that guy is
Then it
firm on
just
200,000.
then it just comes to ego, like you said. Does that guy want it that badly? And it sounds like the answer is going to be yes.
And then another thing, he said that his friend recently bought. It starts with B. It was also a brandable,
Hmm.
6-letter brandable.com.
Hmm.
It has not been reported, I believe, for 200,000.
Nothing. It won't get
And
reported, but that's good.
that guy is happy.
I'm sure he is.
Company is happy. 200,000 for 6-letter brandable.com. Come
Mhm.
on.
That's good.
The seller is magician.
Yep. Very good. And if that guy turns away the 50 and he doesn't come back with the 200, he definitely needs a screaming goat.
Yes. When the next new renewals are coming and he's not able to pay for his
Yeah,
tens of
exactly.
thousands of domain names.
Well, that's the thing. You are the result of your own negotiation powers. If you can't feel out the buyer correctly and you miscalculate, you lose the 50 and you don't get another deal. You may not get another offer for 5 to 10, 5 or
Yes,
10,000 in a long time. So you have to be very careful on what you turn away.
absolutely. And another thing, yes, he doesn't know the mindset of another guy.
Nobody does.
Yes, yes.
Nobody does.
As Karl Popper's philosophy. Yes,
Yeah,
basically,
but
you cannot come up with the exact truth. That's impossible.
no, it also depends how badly that person wants a name and what their budget is and what their business plans are for
And
it.
he's playing very fair. He's saying, "Look, I'm not desperate for that name. It
Yeah,
would it would be good for me, but I'm not desperate. I'm not building a franchise on that name.
yeah,
My company name is different. It is longer. I'm not gonna make it shorter."
yeah.
He plays hard as well,
But
but as yes,
the other option that he has is to say, look, it's 200,000 till October the 1st. After that, it's going to be 300,000, and I don't plan on selling it for less. And if he's willing to keep to that logic, and the guy is willing to spend the 200,000, he'll sell it before October. It just depends on how far he wants to push it, because sometimes you
yes,
just
it's
get
all
stuck
about.
with it.
Have you ever used that tactic?
I have, yeah, I
Does
have.
it does it work?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Most cases, the best thing you can do is set a time frame if you're in a negotiation for a serious domain name. Because I've even said, look, if you close it by within a week, I'll take 10,000 off the price. So I mean, it works both ways. You can extend the time and say I'm going to raise the price after a certain time, or you can say I'm going to lower it for the next week if we can close within the next week or two. So
Adam, and also it would be very nice if you could take, maybe you would do a printout banner of some premium domain names for people who like to diversify their investment portfolios. I
What do you mean?
was so I'm trying to get in few people.
Hmm.
Britain is really interesting. We have companies that are there is an association for companies who are 300 or 350 plus year old
Okay.
company owners, and part of them actually might come in and
Hmm.
see can they invest some funds of theirs into the domain names.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in many different people, and if you would be able to present your portfolio, you have a magnificent portfolio as well. Yes,
Yeah.
so maybe you can prepare some auto premium of domain names for investors.
Sure. I can also pick up some good co.uk's between now and the conference, or .coms that they may be
Yes,
interested in.
absolutely.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay, and Adam, maybe some parting words.
Parting words. If you haven't thought about coming to London, now is your chance. As the schedule fills up, and we've got some really good companies and some really good people going, it's a great chance to meet and network. And I have gotten some great value out of the networking, and I strongly suggest that if you can make it, even for one of the 2 days, that it's worthwhile you guys come in. So that would be my best advice, would be come to the show, meet some people, and expand your horizons and learn more than you can through a video like we're doing about domains. People will tell you all kinds of stuff off the cuff on the side when they're
Oh,
not in video.
absolutely, absolutely. And a couple of deals can change lives of many people.
And
Just a
and
couple of deals.
deals, the other thing is deals happen at conferences like this all the time. So you can even do trades, you can do wholesale stuff, you can do retail stuff, whatever it is. If you've got a name that somebody's interested in, the best way is to sit down and have a drink and talk it out.
Okay, and the last thing about choosing the perfect domain name for the business.
Yeah, so you've seen, based on what we've seen in the video today, in the webcast, that there's tons of different ways you can look at buying your domain name or your brand if another one is taken, or if the exact one you're looking is taken. There's always variations, and a lot of people use variations that actually have nothing to do with their business name, but they build their business name into the pages so that the SEO and Google can pick them up properly. So what I would suggest is that you take a look and see. I mean, the one that we found one that was on huge domains, and then we found one that we could get for $10. It really depends on how much that domain is worth to you. And if Muffin Center is worth $800 to you, which is a reasonable fee to build a business and buy a brand, that's what you should go with. But if it's unreasonable and it's out of your price range, there's always lots of other choices for you to choose.
And maybe, Adam, can we add if $800 is high for you to invest into the first stage of your business? Maybe you are not prepared to go into a business.
Or maybe you don't have enough cash flow right away, so maybe you start with something smaller, like
Maybe
the
build up
Muffin
some
Center.
confidence.
Yeah, for $15, build up some cash flow, build up some clients, and then later on you can go buy that name for $800 once you've built up some revenue and some profit.
Fabulous. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
As always, great fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.